So thank you for joining our oral presentation and poster presentation today. So my name is Yijong Yang from College of Nursing. So my presentation topic is about Alzheimer's disease patients and COVID-19 vaccination coverage. So firstly, let's look at a CDC report on weekly deaths and the percentage of positivity test. So we can see the orange line is the percent of positivity by week, and then the blue bars are the number of weekly deaths. So we can see the two lines are quite closely matched, but we have several waves of pandemic here in the United States before 2022. But there is a turning point at the mid-2022, so we can see the percent of positivity rate is remain high, but the number of death cases were dramatically dropped down. So the potential reason for this decrease is for the COVID-19 vaccination. So if we look at the next slide, so this is a percent of population with fully vaccinated in the United States. So the red area, so actually it's the percent of people with at least one dose, and then the blue area are the people who are fully vaccinated. There is a milestone on the picture. We can see it's the mid-2022 in October. So we see the almost 70% of population were fully vaccinated. So in epidemiology, we have a concept called immunization shield, which means the majority population were vaccinated and which can break the transmission chain of the COVID-19. And the reason we picked the Alzheimer's disease patients is because these vulnerable populations, they have severe chronic conditions. So they have more bad health conditions. And the vaccination rates among this population will be quite important. And also we want to analyze the boost shots of this vulnerable population. So based on our preliminary results, we can see we have two cohorts here. So the ADRD cohort, we have 9,720 cases, and for the non-ADRD, we have 1,100. We have 110,000 cases. So we can see for ADRD patients, they have more severe chronic conditions. Over 70% of them have hypertension, and we have about 30% of the population with ADRD. They have CAD or heart disease, and they have diabetes. Well, if we see the normal patients, they have better health conditions. And also we find that the ADRD populations, they have severe mental health issues, like 60% of them, they have anxiety or major depressive disorders. So our findings are quite a close match with the Alzheimer's Association's report. So 73% of the people with Alzheimer's disease, they have hypertension. And also we have over 30% of population with ADRD, they have heart disease. But if we look at the demographic factors and the social determinants of health, so we can see for old adults who are age over 65, ADRD patients age over 65, they have a higher fully vaccination rate. So we have over 85% of population, they are fully vaccinated. Among this group, we have 47 of them, they receive boost shots. Well, compared with the younger adults, age 18 to 44, we have only 77% of them are fully vaccinated. But please remember, this is the old data from 2021 to 2022. If we were to see the recent 2 years report, so on the right side of the screen, this is the CDC report for boost shots. So we can see the blue line here is the national level. We have only 20% of population are vaccinated. And if we look at the age groups, so for people age over 65, we have 40% of them receive boost shots, but compared with 2 years before, so we have 50% of them receive boost shots. So we need to remember that if we want to achieve the immunization shield, we need to at least have 70% of population need to be vaccinated. So there will be a quick question for you. So how many of us have received the boost shots in the last 2 years? Well, great. We have about 40% of us receive boost shots in 2023 and 2024. And how many of us are infected by COVID-19 in the last 2 years? Great, we have more than 50% people who are infected by COVID-19. So next slide is we want to see the race groups. So we can see that for non-Hispanic whites, for Hispanics group, and for racial minorities, we have over 80% of the population were fully vaccinated, but for African American, we just have 78%. Well, finally, I want to say thank you to our research team and our colleagues, Buna, Bahardi, and Dansong. They are also in our auditorium today. Thank you.